You've probably heard of deep fakes, but just last week, as President Biden was at the G7 summit in Italy, cheap fake clips went viral on social media and were picked up by some news outlets. Take a look at this clip, for example. It shows Biden and other world leaders watching a skydiving demonstration before the president is seen walking away and looking in another direction. Outlets claimed that he was sort of just aimlessly wandering away. The clip amassed millions of views within just a few hours, when actually if you widen out, you can see that he was talking to one of the members of the military that was participating in that demonstration. So how prevalent are cheap fakes? And how big of a problem will they be in this election? Well, let's take a look with executive editor of CBS News Confirmed, Rona Tarrant, who joins us now from Studio 57 to explain. Hi, Rona. It's great to see you.
Hi.
So tell us how long cheap fakes have been around. I'm assuming they've been around since the beginning of the media, because anybody can take an image and manipulate it to make it look like it suggests something that didn't happen.
That's exactly it. It really is a case of old techniques meets new technology. So, as you said, cheap fake videos, and that's videos that are edited in a really simple way. Those have been around as long as political videos have existed. So there's a few ways, for example, that people might be familiar with. One is there might be a long video and you might take a very short clip and you take out key context. Mm-hmm. Another is maybe you slow something down and it makes it sound like someone is slurring their words. Or another is you might splice several pieces together and it makes it sound like someone said something that they didn't. What's different in this election and the last two elections, in the presidential elections, is number one, everyone has access to mobile phones where they can edit. And number two, most people have social media accounts where they can publish this stuff. So it's worth saying these are not anything new. You know, when Trump was president, these targeted him as well. But what we are seeing in the last few weeks is really the steady stream of videos that are targeting President Biden, and in particular, taking aim at his age.
Right, and they are being picked up by news outlets that know they're fakes and or know that they are misleading, but post them anyway. Rona, is there any way to measure the impact that these videos could have on the 2024 election in comparison to other forms of misinformation?
You know, that's a really great question. I think, you know, in terms of what our team has been tracking, we have seen these so-called cheap fake videos. They are targeting Biden and they are targeting Trump. However, we have seen, particularly in the last few months, the videos targeting Biden are getting a lot more traction online, and in particular, the ones that target Biden's age. So, for example, like you had said, claiming that he is wandering off and really was having a conversation with somebody. These videos are effective because they're called cheap fakes for a reason. They are quick. They're easy to publish, and oftentimes they have big impact on people who are just scrolling through their phones. They watch it for 5 seconds and they move on. Also, what's interesting about this is we've heard a lot about the fear of deepfakes in this election. And we've seen that deepfakes haven't really shown up in the way that maybe people were worried about them showing up. But these videos that are edited in a really basic way with technology that's been around for a long time are effective to the extent that the White House is addressing them.
Deepfakes, as opposed to cheap fakes, are, videos or audio that has been completely created by AI. So think the robocall that was sent around to New Hampshire voters a few months ago that sounded just like Joe Biden telling them not to vote, but it was a total fake. So, Rona, how can voters best discern between videos that are real and videos that are not?
So social media platforms, sometimes they will attach fact checks to these videos. So sometimes on X, you might see community notes, or on Facebook, you might see fact checks. However, the reality is, for the vast majority of them, they're not going to have anything attached. So unfortunately, it really is on the viewer. Number one piece of advice I would have is always check your sources. So if you see something on an account, is this a partisan account? Is it pushing for a particular candidate? And does it have a history of posting misinformation? And the second thing, which I think is really important, is always seek another source. So don't just take it from one account. Make sure that you get a second source or even a third source. And most importantly, make sure that's a credible source.
And CBS Confirmed is one of the most credible. Rona Tarrant, thank you so much for breaking it down with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.